The universe. The universe is massive. So massive, we can't even see most of it. In this vastness of space, there is a little galaxy, the Milky Way. The Milky Way is where we are, has lots of spiraling arms, and we are in one of these. Because we're inside just one part of the Milky Way, when we look out at the night sky, we can only see a tiny amount of the stars around us. At the centre of this Milky Way, scientists believe there is a black hole. And in around about here is where we are with the rest of our solar system. Our solar system is made up of the Sun at the centre and all the things such as planets, asteroids, and meteors that orbit or travel around the Sun. We are going to focus on the planets. The planets that orbit the Sun all travel around it at different speeds. The closer the planet is to the Sun, the faster it moves around it, and the further away it is from the Sun, the slower it moves around it. We are on Earth, and Earth is the third closest planet to the Sun. It takes Earth around 365 days to travel around the Sun, which is why a year, on Earth at least, is around 365 days long. The Sun, which is basically a giant star, which is basically a giant ball of fire, is the centre of our solar system because everything else travels around it. All of the planets and other objects in our solar system orbit around the Sun because of a force called gravity. On Earth, gravity is what stops us from floating into space by keeping us pulled to the ground. In our solar system, the Sun's gravity keeps objects in space, such as planets, travelling around the Sun instead of getting lost and floating off. As well as travelling around the Sun, planets spin around. So parts of the Earth will sometimes be facing the Sun and getting all of the Sun's light, then will sometimes stop facing the Sun when it's spun around and it starts to look at other parts of space again. This is happening all the time, which is why the Sun will be over on one side of the sky in the morning and another side of the sky in the evening. And then at night, we can't see the Sun at all because we are facing away from it and it becomes darker. So the Earth spinning is why we have day and night. Around the Sun are the 8 planets of our solar system. Some scientists would argue that there might be more, but we'll stick with 8 for now. So these 8 planets that we are sure are planets can be split into 2 categories. There are the terrestrial planets and the gas giants. The terrestrial planets are the 4 planets which are closest to the Sun, and the surface of these planets are a sort of rocky land. So, in order, starting from the planet closest to the Sun, we have Mercury. Mercury is the closest planet to the Sun, and it is also the smallest of all the planets. Then there is Venus. Venus is the hottest planet in our solar system. Next is Earth, which is where we are. It is a terrestrial planet which is covered in water. Mars, this is known as the red planet, and this is where the Mars rover landed. This is a device we built on Earth and sent all the way to Mars just to see what it was like. So after these 4 terrestrial planets, we have the 4 planets furthest from the Sun, which are also known as the gas giants. These planets are made up of mostly gas with a rocky core and are the 4 biggest planets in our solar system, which is why they are called the gas giants. So after Mars, we have Jupiter. This is the biggest planet in our solar system. It's over 300 times bigger than Earth. So 300 planet Earths could fit inside the size of Jupiter. Next is Saturn, which is the ringed planet, because it has rings around it made up of ice and rocks which orbit it. Then there is Uranus, which is the coldest planet and is known to have been as cold as minus 244 Celsius. And finally, we have Neptune, which is the furthest planet from the Sun. And because it is so far from the Sun, it takes around 165 Earth years to orbit the Sun, while it only takes Earth 1 Earth year to orbit the